Hello, this is Patrick from Ross Video, and I'd like to give you an overview of the basic operation of Ross Video Trackless Studio. First, let's take a look at the basics of camera movement using the manual camera control section of the graphic user interface. There are control buttons for trucking the cameras to the left or to the right. There are also controls for dollying the camera forward and backwards, pedestal up and pedestal down. There are also tools for panning the camera left and right, tilting up and down, and you can also use keyboard shortcuts for these movements. Press and hold the control key and use the arrows to truck or dolly your camera in your scene. You can also use the shift and arrow keys to pan and tilt your camera in the scene. There's an optional Trackless Studio shot box as well as the joystick on many of the Ross switchers that can be used to control your camera movement. Next, we want to create a preset, so let's move the camera around a little bit in order to set up our preset. First, position the camera for one of our presets using the manual camera controls. Let's get some finer detail by adjusting the resolution of our movements. I'm going to set it to 0.1 times movement so that the movements are a little smaller and slower and we get more precise camera positioning while we're creating our preset position. To save your preset, first click on the Save button on the left end of the scene to be stored under, then click on the button for the preset to be stored in. A thumbnail will be placed on the button to let you have a visual cue as to what's stored under there for later during live production. Let's reposition the camera to a medium wide shot using the manual camera control interface and create the camera position for the second preset. We'll use that second preset in our production control scene presets. First, let's set the desired shot. We'll click Save and then preset number 2 to save the preset. The thumbnail will appear. Let's adjust our resolution to 0.1 so we can move our camera around a little faster, a little less precision. Now I'm going to make an extreme wide shot. I'm going to set that preset, so I'm going to go click the Save button. I'm going to click preset 3, so now I have a third scene preset. Now let's add some presets to scene 2. Click on the scene 2 button, and then let's move our camera. I'm going to set a wide shot showing the monitors on the left side of the set. So I want to go ahead, I'm going to move my camera to the left, and then I'm going to pan my camera to the right. Now I'm going to frame it so I get the shot that I want for my preset. There we go, I think we've got it. Now I want to click the Save button, and I want to click preset 1 to store that shot in preset number 1. Now let's create an extreme wide shot and save it as preset 2. So click Save, and then the button for preset number 2 in scene 2 to store that preset. Now we have 5 presets across 2 scenes. On Trackless Studio, we have camera animations and scene transitions. Let's take a look at the difference. Camera movement animations are used when the operator triggers a change between 2 presets in the same or current scene. If we click on preset number 1 and Trackless Studio is currently showing preset number 2 in the same scene, clicking on the button, we'll see on the output that we have a movement from camera preset number 2 to preset number 1. If we want to return to preset 2, simply click on the button for preset 2 and the camera will move back to the position stored in preset 2. To adjust the speed of the camera movement animation, use the speed slider in the camera movement section of the user interface. You can use this to adjust the percent of speed. Now the transition can be a little slower or a little faster. To modify a scene preset and make sure it is always slower or faster than the speed settings in the camera movement slider, right-click on the scene preset and choose Preset Settings. Modify the duration multiplier value for that specific preset. I'm going to enter 4 here. The value is used to multiply the speed settings in the camera movement settings. When Trackless Studio recalls this preset, it will now go 4 times slower since we set the multiplier to 4. Next, let's talk about scene transitions. Scene transitions are used when the operator selects a preset on the scene that is not already currently on output. If the current preset is on scene 2 and the operator selects a preset on scene 1, this will automatically trigger an animation between the 2 scenes using the current settings for scene transitions. The scene transitions available in Trackless Studio are Dissolve, Push, Distort, or Cut. Let's change our default scene transition to Dissolve Through Black. We're currently in preset 2 of scene 2. We want to select preset 2 of scene 1. When we click on that, the system will automatically trigger a scene transition between the two presets using the current settings of scene transitions. To use another effect, select it in the Scene Transitions panel and select a preset on the opposite scene. Here I have chosen to dissolve or crossfade. Remember, choosing a preset from the opposite scene forces a scene transition. Choosing a scene or a preset within the same scene forces to trigger a camera animation or move. When you have all your desired presets populated, save your configuration before exiting or loading another configuration. On the main menu bar, go to File, Settings, and then select Save or Save As to save your current Trackless Studio configuration settings. In this file, you'll be storing all your presets, configuration settings, camera animations, and scene transitions. The next time you want to load it, go to File, Load, and choose the desired configuration file. You're now ready to start using Trackless Studio.